Good morning, my beautiful brothers and my beautiful sisters. It's been months. And I'll tell you, right before I did this video, and before I've attempted to do any other video in the last couple months, I can hear that whisper. You've said it already. They don't want to hear it. You're literally just replaying the same message over and over and over again. And preying on that fact, that right there clearly is the enemy trying to suppress us from preaching the gospel, that's for sure. And at this point, we should know the difference between our Father's voice and His voice, that's for sure. And if you don't, keep praying. You know, if you're having a tough time discerning the difference between the two, ask for discernment, pray for discernment. But it's true, I do keep preaching the same message over and over and over again. And God's gracefully and beautifully helped remind me that that is the gospel. It's the same message over and over and over again. And what is the purpose of preaching something over and over, or doing something over and over and over again? That's so it becomes habit forming. That's so it becomes discipline. It turns itself into a regimen. And so that we understand from the time we wake up till the time we close our eyes exactly what's necessary of us within that day to keep walking straight, brothers and sisters. It's the moment we let go of the reins and start to get a little loosey-goosey and go off path, that's when the stuff starts to go sideways. Trust me. Trust me. And just from talking to a couple of you, and praise be to God for those of you that have reached out to me to see if I'm okay, I love you, you know who you are. It sounds like all of us are going through the exact same thing. And just a quick update on our brother Jason. He actually broke his other foot, you guys. So please, please pray for him and his family. He is at a moment. That's the likeliness of Job right now. I see it. I look at his story, I listen to him, and it sounds exactly from how his wife's reacting to everything. It's amazing. It's the same testimony, just in a different body. Same spirit, different body. And so please pray for him, you guys. And the point of my message today is I've been going camping here with the family and carpooling with a brother. He's actually off here today, so that's why I'm able to do this message today. But we've been going camping, and it so happens that every time we come home, one of our pets, Chevy, makes a mess of the whole house. Now it could be nerves. I feel that it's something chronic. But either way, it keeps leading me to ask why? What am I supposed to learn here? Because we have to remember, brothers and sisters, that nothing, and I mean nothing, that happens to you in your life is insignificant. Everything has rhyme, everything has reason, everything has purpose, everything is a lesson. And you need to understand that. And the more you actually can step back and look at that lesson to try to figure out what that is, pray for discernment. God will show you the way every single time. And so I was praying about him being sick and making a mess. And I can hear God in my spirit asking me, who does that remind you of? Well, it's me, you guys. I'm constantly falling back, making a mess, to the likeness of making a mess of my house. Like disgusting, defiling it. Gross. And so then what does God do? He comes along and he goes around my house and he cleans up and picks up all the mess in my house. All for what? All to leave me on my own again for me to do what? To make a mess of it again. And so then what does he do? He beautifully and gracefully walks around my house again, helps me clean it up, gets on his hands and knees and scrubs and scrubs and scrubs and makes it clean, all for me to go to a different area of the house and make a mess of it when he walks away. And there is such symbolism in that, brothers and sisters, all from an example of a pet. And part A of that message is to show you, have your eyes open. And I mean your spiritual eyes. I don't mean your physical eyes, your spiritual eyes. Because there is a lesson for you in everything. Because again, as my regurgitated message over and over and over again, you are the main figure of the story. This was all for you, brothers and sisters. And if it takes for you to take 2 seconds to pause this video, stop and look around you to understand that this was all made for you, so that you could share it and teach it to others so that they can open their eyes and see it. A couple weeks ago, I was getting ready for work and I could hear in my spirit, if you knew, and I remember Brother Stephen had a video like this, if you knew that you were on your way out, if you knew you were dying, you've been diagnosed with whatever it is, and you had a specific amount of time to live, what would you do at that time? And I want you to think about that for a second. As I'm talking, if you were diagnosed and you were told you have a specific amount of time to live, you're going to die, what would you do with that time? And so I thought about it. And then God quickly, swiftly, gracefully, lovingly reminded me, you are dying. You're all dying. You're dying. You've been dying since the day you were born. That's how this works. It's a countdown from the beginning. And if you can't see God's face in that irony right there, you've been dying since you were born. You've been dying since you've been alive. But you're only seeing it through the fleshly lens, your skin, your shell, your vessel, your vehicle. Your spirit, from the beginning and in the end, will always be God's. The dust of the earth, your vessel, will return to from where it came. But you need to understand that the purpose of why you're alive is so that you can act out and do those things that God has put on your spirit, as if you were listening right now and thinking to myself, okay, if I had a certain amount of time left, what would I do with it? My question for you right now, and for myself, especially for me, you are dying. Why are you wasting any more time? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the next big, great sign that's going to tell you that the rapture's coming or Jesus is coming? What are you waiting for? And what's going to satisfy you? When finally World War III erupts, Russia and the United States start going at it, a loaf of bread's a day's wages. What are we waiting for? At what point and what sign will it be enough for you to actually start doing what you're supposed to do? Ask yourself that question. I need to ask myself that question. What is it going to take? We're supposed to pick up our crosses daily, with our eye on the prize, and that is Jesus Christ. Because today could be the day, brothers and sisters. I could look up right now in the clouds and see him coming right now. Because one day that's exactly how it's going to go down. We don't know if it's going to be night. We don't know if it's going to be day. It's going to be one of the two, either way, somewhere. And he's going to come like a thief in the night. You're going to be surprised. But if you're walking right, you won't be surprised. As the others are gnashing their teeth, upset because they've known it all along, and then it finally hit them, bam. How many times have I showed my face to you, and yet you've pushed me aside? And here I come, and now it's too late. beautiful part of this whole message today, brothers and sisters. No matter where you are, no matter what your walk is right now, however filthy the enemy is trying to tell you that you are, it's not too late. That is the amazing, beautiful part of today being a new day, is just that. It is a brand new day. Do not squander it. Do not waste it. And pick up your cross. I don't know when I'm going to do another one of these, you guys. I just knew today was the day that I needed to do this. You are loved more than you will ever know. Do not let the enemy rob you of understanding how special you truly are, and that all of this, this whole story was made for you, and that you were a thought before any of this was ever created. I miss you guys. I love you. Keep praying for me and my family, and I'll keep praying for you. And by the grace of God, Father willing, we'll talk soon, you guys. I love y'all. Take care. Stay blessed.